Alright, I messed up. I totally forgot to start filming. I just want to like kind of dive into today. But anyway, I started wiring this switch up. You just buy this from Amazon. Using this for the starter, and then probably this one right here would probably be fuel pump, and then fan or whatever. So I got really confused. Kyle helped me a metric ton because once you start bringing wiring into the equation, I get confused very easily, as you guys saw before. Here's the back side of the switch, so right side up. So all of the positives are bridged going to number 4 up here, and then you have a wire coming from the main to turn everything on, that turns the whole switchboard on. This one comes into the top, and then onto the bottom, since this is the actual starter switch right here, you got a wire off top right here that will run to your starter. So this is the signal wire coming from your starter, and then down here is what lights up this switch right here. This is the ground. So positives up top, and then bridge the positive over here to light the switch up. And then when you push it, you can see a green thing move up. That's signaling the starter wire to go start, well, the starter of course. So bridge all these together. So all positives on this side, and then negative for the switch right here, for the main switch, and then positive going to the starter. So starter up top, ground, and then this is from your battery, constant source. Bridges to up top here, and then this feeds the positive to here, and then this loops to here, to that switch, to that switch. So all you got to do is run from, say it's fuel pump signal wire up to here, and as soon as you turn this toggle on, fuel pump will come on. As soon as you turn this on, fans or whatever else you have in there. So you got the fan wire here, so you got the fan grounded to chassis, and the positive runs to here, and then this just gets ran all the way through constant source, battery, etc. So that's the basic switch. So power on, start. This is the momentary switch, of course, and then all of your toggles. Pretty like straightforward for somebody that actually understands wiring, but I'm dumb when it comes to wiring. So like I said, ground is right there for the switch all in all. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to mount this yet. I still have to do a handful of wiring, but I'm just going to kind of start digging into it. It's kind of loud out there. They got a compressor running. There's like, shop's actually pretty busy, so I'm going to go figure some other stuff. Oh, fuel pump relay. That's another thing that I'm going to be working on today. All right, so this is how the whole switch is done now. So like I said, got all these bridged to the top part. The top one bridges down to the bottom. And then we got another one coming from the top going to the switch. Like I said, main power switch. And then this we got a ground. And then we got a ground coming off of the bottom of the button momentary switch. We got this one that would go to the battery coming off from the main switch. So that's all you need, besides the positive wires coming from whatever accessory you want to run. So I'm gonna try to crank it at least. Hopefully nothing's locked up. I keep getting the wrong oil filter. I thought I got an oil pan from a Corvette. That wasn't it. I thought I got an oil pan from a Silverado. That wasn't it. So the only one is Camaro. If that doesn't work, then I don't know. Just no oil filter, I guess. Sure, run it. But I gotta run back to Advanced for the 3rd time today, and hopefully just oil filter, put oil in it, and I think we should be good to crank it. And then I'll worry about the fuel pump relay and getting all the wiring for that. So maybe we can hear it run, depending on how well Bob and I did on the engine harness itself. So I don't know. Hopefully something happens today. It's getting kind of boring just working on this, and it feels like no progress. So all right, so I had a bit of a debacle with the oil filter. I guess the plug that I was using didn't work. I got a 5.7 oil pan. The 5.3 oil pan's upstairs, but the filter from the Camaro didn't work on here, but it worked on the 5.3 oil pan. So that was like 5 trips back to Advance. I got Logan here. He was with me for one of them. It was just ridiculous. So I took the adapter plug from the 5.3, put it on the 5.7 oil pan, and now we finally got an oil filter. And now we're finally going to put some AMSOIL in it. 10W40. Always run the thick shit because when it gets really hot, oil thins out and you obviously need oil pressure. So I'm going to fill that up. Oil filter's on. I got a battery just half-assed sitting right there. And I think I'm just going to like loosely just hook up the switch panel for the starter. I'm not worried about fuel right now. I just want to see if she cranks, and then we'll go from there. It shouldn't be too much to wire in the fuel pump, just a couple of wires, but just a real loose fitting, just to be sure it works before we start cutting the harness again. So I'm gonna fill this thing up with oil. All right, so we got our ground from the switch panel, and then we got our positive from the switch panel. Knob is on, so we got positive, negative. So we got power to the actual switch panel. Now all I got to do is push the start button to see if it's going to crank. And I don't know why I'm so nervous. Oh my God, I'm really nervous. I don't know why, but okay, so I got wire running to the starter. I got positive, got negative. So just do a quick test swap. Nothing. You don't have this is on the starter. Oh, ground. Oh, yeah. That's going to starter. Yeah, ground. Power to TV. Yeah, that's over down. Let's go into the phone. Does the starter have main power? The starter needs power. Oh. Yeah, these are. That could be it right here. This is positive. Like at the starter? Yeah, this is connected to the starter. Everything's connected. This one? Yep. Okay. Nothing yet, huh? No. Watch out, that's touching frame. Oh wait, it's not even touching power anymore. Alright, so we're still having an issue. Don't know exactly what the wiring situation is yet, but got Kyle under there. He's the wiring god.
I wouldn't say god or nothing.
I mean, you're helping my dumb ass out.
Okay, so that should be bridged. That should be power, that should be switch.
Power to forward. Start button. Nothing. Pressing. Nothing.
No, you need all your main grounds hooked up.
Okay.
Because you can apply all the power you want in the world, but if it's not grounded to the chassis and the engine's not grounded, it's not one circuit, you're not completing the circuit.
Oh, okay. So it's just me being an idiot.
Well, I didn't say that.
No, I'm gonna say it. All right, I'm gonna get grounds on the engine because I'm a dumbass, and then we're gonna go for another round, I guess. All right, ground from battery.
What's up?
To right here. Ground from here to the block. Okay, so now
I'm at the shop right now.
circuit should be completed. Should be. All I'm looking for is a crank. So once Kyle gets off the phone, we're gonna try cranking it.
Oh shit, that sucks, dude.
Go, test bump. There it is.
Yeah.
Do it again. One more time. All right. There it is.
Yeah, no, I gotta. Once we,
All right, well, it cranks. So, you know, we got all these wires hooked up right at least. Don't worry, this is 100% temporary. I'm not gonna try to be like a what do you call it, a missile car? I ain't gonna do missile shit. Even though it looks like missile shit, I don't want to do missile shit. So I think from here we got to get the fuel pump, and then obviously put fuel in it. I think everything else is good because we got the main power from the fuse box, which is this right here. This is starter and power to the fuse box. And I think if we give it fuel, hopefully it runs. I don't know. I'm going to try to wire up the fuel pump. I would love to hear this thing start today. I would absolutely love it, but I'm going to try to figure out the fuel pump because it's more wiring and I am terrible with wires. So